Jordie, you're back in Sacramento, a place that you know very well, and a head coach that you know also very well. Just what is it like to get ready for this matchup?
Well, for us as a team, is the next game, right? That's what's most important for us. Me personally, getting to see people, my loved ones like Mike, and guys that I've had, I have history with, that I have a lot of respect for, organization, players, coaches. So it's going to be a fun game. But for us, the most important thing is face what's in front of us and start the game the right way.
For you personally, Mike mentioned the story about how you guys met years ago, back in the Cleveland days. Just what has he meant to your career and how has he impacted it?
Yeah, he's a mentor, but he's more than that. He's like family to me. I would not be in this position without him. And life is a one big circle, right? Like he's the one that brought me here, and then years later, we were back together, and then we were together with Nigeria in the Olympics, and then we were back together here in Sacramento. 2 years that were amazing, and being back in the playoffs, winning 94 games in the regular season, I believe. Great experience here, and I'm in this position because of Coach Brown and the organization that put me in this position. So, really cool story for sure.
Have you thought much about tonight? Has it been circled on the calendar proverbially?
Not necessarily. It's not about me. It's about the team. What we're able to do as a group and fight and compete every single game, every quarter or possession. And the most important thing is our players. I'm not out there playing, so obviously for me it means a lot. But us as a group, we just gotta be ready to face the next opponent.
Jordie, was there anything that you learned, from the experience being here for the last 2 seasons, working under the leadership of Mike Brown?
Yeah, I've learned a lot. Mike is one of the best leaders that I've worked with. Not just handling personalities and situations, but also the people that we worked for him, right? Like our job was to make his life easier, but he always treated us so well. And at the end of the day, this job is so hard with the pressure, right? Like, we came here to win, and we did. And then the next year, we had to do it again, right? And we fell a little bit short, maybe injuries, but we still won 46 games. And just the way he handles it and treats everybody, I think it's just great because, like I said, this is a hard enough business that you have to handle the wins and losses, that it's so emotional that when you work for a person like him, it's just like, that's what I've learned the most is the way he's treated people.
Jordie, mi hermano.
How are you?
Sell your house finally?
We did,
Real estate update. Yeah.
What is it about Cam Johnson that it's great to see you, bro?
Good to see you too.
What is it about Cam Johnson that's led to his success in the last couple of games at the offensive end? He was talking to me about him enjoying your process and how purposeful it is for him to understand what's next.
Yeah, he deserves all the credit because he's worked really hard, shows up every day to work. He's extremely selfless, so he'll do whatever it takes for the team, not just himself. And he's great building those relationships with his teammates, with the coaching staff. He's all about the right things, and obviously, he's a very good player. He's a very good shooter, but not just that he creates attention, but also he's been great at, put the ball on the ground, getting to the rim, just doing the right thing every time without overdoing it, and then defensively giving us the effort, pressuring the ball. So his games on both sides of the floor, not just scoring, but also playmaking, it's been really good, and he's not just enjoyable to coach, but also is a guy that, right now we all look at him like as an example, as a leader by example, and it's important for me as a head coach, for the coaching staff, and for his teammates.
Jordie, this is twofold. One, I'm just curious on Dennis, whether he was going to be in or out, and two, with Mike. Is there a tangible piece of advice that he gave you that you still use, or something that you learned from him specifically that you put into action even to this day?
Yeah, so Dennis is going through his encore workout, and once he's done, we'll decide whether he's in or out. About Mike, there's so many things, and the main one to me is, you'll go out there into a job and you'll make mistakes like everybody does, but if you always try to do what you believe is best for the team, you will rest at night, and that's what it's all about. That's what we ask our players, and that's what we have to believe that all have to do. And that was, to me, Mike's best advice, and he's, I've learned so many other things from him. Like I said, how he treated me and everybody else is not just, so it's always good when you see not just how you're treated, but how he treats other people. And there's a quality that is very important, especially when we work in a business like this.
Jordie, I'm sorry. Joe's out, so just curious, long-term, short-term issue you think with his ankle? He's been out 2 games, I believe, with ankle sprain before this.
Yeah, so it's back with the ankle issue. We just, again, we're gonna do what's best for his body and for him. It's almost a guy that you have to tell him, hey, I'm telling you that you're out, because otherwise he'll play through everything. That's who he is. He's another one of our leaders, tough, competitive. That's why we are who we are. And right now he'll be out for these 2 games, and then we'll reevaluate where he's at. Again, we're not gonna force anything. For me, it's not a major issue, but we also want him to feel good and play without pain.
And then with Ben, obviously, since he is playing today, is it safe to assume that he's also sitting out tomorrow?
You're probably assuming right.
Jordie, obviously you're very familiar with this team, but there's been some additions, one very large one in DeMar. What have you seen from him, and kind of how it has changed things a little bit for the Kings early on while you're watching film?
Yeah, he's a very good scorer, as you guys know. It just gives another weapon to the team. If they were good before, right now they have this other guy that can close games, that you can give him the ball, that he can score in different ways, and it just makes it hard to guard them. Obviously, they've been very good at the rim and in the mid-range, and that's what we will be ready to guard. Again, when you play with not just the 3 guys there that have the ball in their hands or shoot a lot, but then they have floor spacers, and Kevin and Keegan, as you guys know, very good team, and it's going to be a good challenge for us. Challenges keep coming in this league, and we're excited about the challenge.
Anything you had to do? Anything you had to do back in town?
Just see a couple of friends. Obviously, I have a lot of people that are people we spend a lot of time with as a family. Good to say hi. We had a long trip. It's not like I had a lot of time, but just good to get back to the place that it was my home not a long time ago.
Jordie, you mentioned about just how much Mike means to you as a person in your life as a mentor. Just how does that give you a little extra motivation here tonight? Coach Brown mentioned that he does want to beat you, 2 of his other assistant coaches as well. So what's just the added motivation into beating your mentor?
Yeah, I think it's, that's the respect. You always want to beat your opponent, and I hope that that's what he wants to do. The same thing we will do, obviously with a lot of respect, and at some point, hopefully I can give him a big hug after the game. But yeah, we're here to compete, to fight for 48 minutes, every single possession, no matter who's in, and we'll try to keep doing what we're doing.
He said he wants to kick your ass and then give you a hug.
So that's great. I take the hug. I don't take the first part. We'll try to do the same thing for sure.
Thanks, Jordie.
Thank you.